Hey guys, Dave here. Welcome to Centurions Review, the punk rock band of wargame review institutions. This is the Battle of Raphia 217 BC from Game Designer's Workshop. This is about a battle between the Potolymids and the Selucids right after, well, I wouldn't say right after, but after Alexander the Great's death. So the Selucids lost. But let's take a look inside. But first, I want to mention something. If you didn't get a chance to back my Battle of Zama Kickstarter, I've delivered it to all the Kickstarter backers, so I've got it for sale now on itch.io. I'll put a link to it in the description if you want to get a copy of the game. So, anyhow, let's get on with this. Alright, it includes 120 counters. Some of them have like horses and elephants on them. Other ones just have spears and either 3 spears or 1 spear. I would have rather they'd had some other kind of picture on it, but I'm sure they're functional. Alright, 2 dice. Here's the rule book. We'll get to that in a minute. This guy who owned this before me included a whole bunch of stuff. Here's some animated battle maps he got off the internet. Here's some rules by someone else. I don't know if these are taking the regular rules and just rewriting them better or what's going on here. I'll have to read through this later. But it must be a decent game if people online are writing stuff about it. There's a little review from someone. Map, we'll get to that in a minute. And then he made a photocopy of the rule book in case he loses the original. Here's a pretty detailed review here. This one, when I read through part of this, actually just skimmed through it, and it mentioned that you can only have 1 stack attack a target. So if you have one stack on a hex and the 2 stacks next to it, you got friendly units, and you're attacking something, you can't gang up. So that's kind of weird. I'm not into the stacking in ancient games, actually, so I'm not sure how much I'm going to like it. I prefer ancient games without stacking for various reasons. Alright, and then he downloaded a scenario for this, the Battle of Magnesia, which uses the same map. It's a pretty simple map, very little terrain, but that's how ancient battles were. They were out in the open, generally. It's showing where this map is in Egypt. Alright, let's take a look through this rule book here. It's got the attack table on the back and the die roll modifier table and some terrain notes. And game turn sequence, last 16 turns, 8 turns per player. Move all units, attack where desired and possible, and rally routed units. That's a pretty simple sequence of play. Alright, here it tells you a little bit about the Battle of Raphia and then goes over the components. Basically, it's just a rule book, a map, and 120 counters. Here's your turn sequence, which we went over. Stacking. Alright, according to this, only the top unit in the stack may attack and defend. Each additional unit in the stack adds 1 combat strength point in both the attack and defense. Alright, as far as the counters here, you got combat factor, morale factor, and a movement factor. And then you have facing in this, which is good. Ancient games like this should have facing. Here's your movement rules, and here's your attacking rules. Alright, so when you're attacking with the top unit in your stack, you're just attacking the top unit in an enemy stack. Alright, looks like the effects are no effect, morale check, elimination. Is there a retreat one here? Oh, it looks like you can retreat before combat if you're light infantry. Alright, here's going over your morale stuff and routing. And as far as the special rules, you have emergency Egyptian forces, light infantry, mercenaries, and then some leader rules. Alright, victory is won at the end of 16 turns of play. Victory is determined by counting the number of spears. Light infantry counters have 1 spear each. Semi-heavy have 2 spears, and heavy infantry have 3 spears. Okay, so that's what the spears mean. And whoever has the greater number of spears remaining is the victor. If it's a tie, the Selucid player is considered the victor. Alright. Alright, well, the rules seem simple enough. I'm not sure if I'm going to like it because, like I said, I'm not into the stacking in ancient games, but who knows, maybe it'll turn out this will be an exception to that and I will like it. We'll see. Have a good evening.